disgusting behavior. I ain't ever seen this woman in my life.
So you change your number. So yeah, go change your number.
Why do you keep calling me though?
Because I can. I do it to everyone. I'll add you to a group chat full of bear man. You can block my number, but you know. You
But why do you think you can call me? Why?
Oh wait, can I post your number? I'll let people say. I'll say it's me. I'll say it's my cousin. Everyone wants to speak to him about me.
Yeah, go.
Well, why you so on him? Like, what do you want from him?
Let me just make up lies, okay?
Yeah.
Shy.
Yeah, go on. You're being recorded right now, you know.
I don't care. My niece is what? She's got a disability, yeah. She can cry rape for me because, you know, she's only 7. Please check her DNA. She's got a disability, so yeah. I do it to every man. Bear man locked up because of me. Even my ex was locked up because of me for 7 years. They raping my niece when he never did because he fucked me and then really busted him. I am evil, bitch.
Red Talks, welcome back. You already know what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, make sure you go over to the Spotify. Check out the exclusive episodes we got on the Spotify. And today I'm joined by a special guest. Well, she's already been on the show again. She's been on the show twice. This is her 3rd time on the show. If you don't know who she is, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. It's Dolly. Real name is Charisse.
Shout out to Charisse.
Thank you guys for having me again.
Plug them in with your socials.
It's Dolly Charisse on everything.
Dolly Charisse on everything.
Yeah, Dolly TV on.
All right, so
YouTube.
Today's gonna be an epic one because I've got some crazy topics for you.
Some topics, by the way, which he did not let me oversee before the show. So
you're not meant to.
I know you're looking for some raw content, and you're about to get it because I don't know what we're talking about.
It's light work. It's light work. So the first topic is that, and this is actually a really sad one.
Oh.
So basically, 1 second. Let me find this article. I think it's on this phone. You know? I hate when it does that to me, man. I've got everything on that phone. But anyway, it's about a person called Mason Greenwood. He was found, all the charges were dropped against him regarding attempted rape, even though there was like voice notes and and the woman like took pictures of herself beaten up. What's your thoughts on women making false allegations? Because there's a like viral video on TikTok at the moment. I don't know if you've seen it, with some girl and she's like, yeah, I'll tell them that you raped my disabled 7-year-old niece. I got my ex put in prison for that. Ha ha, I'm an evil girl. What? Ah, and locked off the phone. Like she was literally harassing the guy and said, I'm gonna put your number in multiple groups and say I'm gonna go to men and say it's my number so they can harass you. That's what she was on basically. What do you think of women that do things like that?
Oh, I think it's disgusting, for lack of a better term. It's vile, honestly. Anyone doing that, false allegation is a false allegation. And I think whatever the justice system can do to make sure that those things don't go into fruition and someone gets sentenced type of thing should be put in place. But the fact that it's just okay to, for a female to say it, it wouldn't be okay for a man to say that. And I think society would definitely be in uproar if a man did it. And I think probably because a woman did it is why I'm kind of, even myself, I'm lacking a response because I see women doing silly things all the time like this and society does nothing about it.
But do you think that people like that need to be exposed and cancelled and stuff like that?
100%. I've seen it happen. Like I've had male friends been given false accusations by girls and stuff like that. I've seen it happen. So I think they definitely do need to be held accountable for such thing. And I think there is like a charge related to that type of activity, but it's very broad and loose. And I think what they're doing now, for example, on social media, they've kind of not put something in place that holds them accountable as of yet, type of thing.
I think generally that if a woman like says something like that, it should be thoroughly investigated. She should be exposed, her full name, and police should go and arrest her on the basis that she's admitting to lying.
Yeah, obstruction of justice.
Yeah, and I generally believe that the person who's in prison should be freed. If what she's saying true, but even if what she's saying is not true, what made her feel so comfortable to say that? Because just before she said that, and I'm gonna post the video so everyone can see it for themselves. You know what she said? She said, the guy said to her, "I'm recording this conversation, so you know." She said, "I don't care." What didn't it make her think like this might go out there?
Is there any chance she's just saying it to say it?
No. It was malicious. Okay. You could tell it's one of them phone calls when like I would have done the same thing. I would have done this. I would have recorded the phone call at the same time because she said, "I'm gonna say that you raped my 7-year-old disabled niece, and I'm gonna get some DNA from her."
That's blackmail.
I'm gonna get some DNA from her. How is she even attaining that kind of DNA?
People like that need to be investigated because obviously, having been in a women's institution, I can tell you that they do commit some gruesome crimes in that area.
That's wild though. That she actually said that with intention.
Some people do need support with their mental health.
But I don't know, man. I can't see. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, why would she do it? Why would she do it? But I can't think of the mind of a psychopath.
She's trying to blackmail the person to stay with her.
Do you know the reason why she done that? Because, man, the guy kicked her out of a group.
A group?
On Snapchat. She got kicked out of a chat or something on Snapchat, and this is how she reacted.
That's intense.
And that's why a lot of men are scared of women, if I'm being totally real.
They should be. I think they should be because the law itself tends to be in the favor of the woman. And as someone who has 5 brothers, I advise them to be like cautious of women. Like, have you seen the thing on TikTok where the girl was at the gym? There's just one of them that went viral of someone, the person was apparently making her feel uncomfortable. And then another personal trainer did another video to prove that literally the men in the gym are just in the gym working out. It's not every day a man in the gym glances at you and he's assaulting you in some way, shape or form.
Would you class as assault though if a man looks at you?
No, I think that women are over exaggerating it. I'm not gonna.
But if a man sees a nice body and he looks twice, that's not assault.
I don't think it is either. I think
I'm just looking at how nice your body is.
Yeah, and
you done well. Congratulations.
And even if he did fancy you, that's okay too. We're human beings, and even as someone who identifies the way that I do, I can understand humans.
What do you identify the way you do?
I can understand humans having attraction to each other.
See how she tried to skip that? See that? Did you see that? Who saw that move there?
No, but I really can, and I feel like women are just using it as an attention-seeking type thing. Like, oh my gosh, he's looking at me. All the guys are always trying to speak to me. It's so exhausting.
It is definitely an attention-seeking
like,
thing. It's like, you know, I'm 100% with you right there. It's definitely 100. It's like an attention-seeking thing. Like, I want men to look at me and think, "Woo!" Like, I want to feel important. I want to feel special. A man's glanced at you once or twice. He might be looking at you because you're doing the exercise wrong, and it might fall down on you. But you know what? I think I saw a video of like the weight dropped on the woman, and no one helped her because they were like, "All of us, you're gonna think that we're sexual predators if we come over."
Yeah.
So they just left her. So it's like, what level do you go into that? Because sometimes when you're lifting heavy weights, you need squatters. But if you think all men are perverts, no one's going to want to even be near you because we're going to think that you think that we're sexualizing you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to... I mean, I can totally understand why some women might feel that way, but I think it's important to understand that that's coming from their, or I'll even group myself in and say our own tinted perception. It's not a true reflection of all men. We might be using our own experiences that we've been through to have an innate fear of men type of thing, and we're just projecting it out into the world that all men are dangerous. But
do you think society is pushing that narrative a little bit more than they should be nowadays? And like with social media and also like the news and stuff, like women have been getting missing for years and getting killed, yeah? And I'm not saying this right. Let me just put that out there to anyone. I think them people are horrible monsters. But the way that they publicize these stories now, this woman's gone missing, it's like I feel like they already know who's kidnapped her and like what's gonna happen. Like they know in the area there's a man that is known for doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
He's let back out on the loose and a woman goes missing. 1 and 2 make 3. I'm not a detective, but I'm pretty sure I can do a better job than some of these police officers. Instead of stopping people for flipping car lights and if what's going on with their car, like do your jobs properly. So I generally believe there's a narrative getting pushed at the moment that men are dangerous, men are trash, men are this, men are that, to belittle men so that society feels, as in women, feel the need to not want men, because the more single people that you have in society, the more money that the capitalist makes off of us. The less money they make if we're a family and a unit, because all of our money's in one place. If all of our money's getting spread, because a single person is going to do single things. I'm going to buy meals for myself. I'm going to do this for myself, for myself, for myself. Yeah. You do for yourself, for yourself. We live together. We're doing it together. So we put down $3,000 a month. That money is how we both live off. But if I'm going to spend more money if it's me alone, no? Because I ain't got you cooking for me, I ain't got you doing nothing for me. Yeah. So even the concept of a woman cooking for a man, I even put out a video the other day of a gal talking about if you cook for him more than twice a week, he's going to think you're a slave.
You better be cooking at least twice a day. 3 times. We eat 3 times a day, right? Unless he's fasting. 3 times.
Breakfast, I couldn't believe that she said that, like, taking care of your man who's loving you is a problem. I get men to cook for me. I'm like, this woman's a narcissist and a sociopath.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I really would love to be the one to cook for my man.
It's a beautiful thing. If I cook for you, it's out of love. And if you cook for me, it's out of love.
Yeah.
Why do we need to, like, and you know what she said at the end? Burn the food. And then tell him, oh, I'm sorry.
She's read Why Men Love Bitches and she's taking it too far. Some girls do that.
What do you mean?
It's a book.
Go on, what's the book called?
It's called Why Men Love Bitches.
I don't get it.
That's the name of the book.
Well, you read this book?
I've read the book.
See, always watch it. You see when gal tell you they read certain books, man them, look what, man them. You see if a gal tell you she's reading a book, yeah, trust me, it's over.
But I read a lot.
Yeah. You read that book and you absorbed it, because I didn't know that was in that book.
No, she, like I said, she probably read that book and she's taking it too far, if you get what I mean. Because in the book, it kind of says how you don't have to be a nurturer type thing. Men do really like the woman who can't really cook that well, but so just make out that you can't cook and he'll find a way that there's food. But I'm not into that, like I said. I've read the book, though.
I feel that's evil.
I mean, I think that's evil. I don't understand it. But I grew up traditionally, but so I can't relate.
That's wild. A woman told me that I just have to cut her off.
Yeah, like why would you, like when I cook, I take so much pride and pleasure in my food.
You're meant to take pride in your food.
Do you know what I mean? Like everything's extra, my presentation, the spices, the sauces, everything.
I believe that if a woman doesn't want to cook for a man, she'll have a very short relationship with him.
And does she not love him?
No, because I'm saying food is, a man's diet is the most important thing that he'll have. And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
If you don't put the right nutrients in his body, he will not even be able to face the world, to even bring home money.
100%.
Then if he's at work and he's spending all of his money on food, he's even more broke.
Yes.
So wouldn't it make sense to make him spend less money so he has more money? So if you ask him for a 10 or a 15, yeah, babes, I got that. I lie because I got it.
But it's really about nutrition for me, because like the person that you're dating, surely you'd want to spend the rest of your life with them, right? And women saying cooking is nothing, but realistically, you want that person to be healthy for a very long time. And one of the best ways to ensure that your partner is healthy for a very long time is by maintaining them with a nutritious diet, a healthy, homemade, nutritious diet over a long period of time.
You know what? I really see what love is through my parents, you know, and this is going to sound crazy, but like my mum done stuff for my dad, but never ever like said to him to do it. And I saw my dad was a bad boy chef.
Yeah.
My dad was a really, really good chef. And, but I never saw him doing anything. Like my dad would start cooking and my mum would come and finish it. Or my dad would just cook on a Sunday. And he's a good chef, so the food coming out nice. But I never saw my mum saying, right, you have to cook. But I saw my mum always thinking in her head, even if he cooked, she would still serve the meal. See, some women, they'll come home and say, you serve me now. Like, you know, like he's coming and serving her. He was sitting down and she always shares my dad's meal first before all of us as children. And I've always said that to people. That was out of respect that he's the man of the house, and to give him that right and that power and that authority that he's the man of the house. And not only he's the man of the house, but he's my husband. So the first person out of all of you, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even be here. Yeah, so put some respect on his name, whether you agree or disagree. Yeah, that's who he is. So she brings his food out first. We're all gonna eat. You see what I don't understand yet? Bringing my food out doesn't stop everyone else from eating.
I know, right? Why don't people don't want to give respect where it's due and well deserved, especially when it comes to men. I think the man in the household brings so much just by being there with his presence. And like, people can say that's nothing, but look how detrimental it is when the father's not in the household.
The child thinks he can do. I'm telling you, when a boy sees his dad come into the room, yeah, without even a word being spoken, if a youth's acting bad and the dad walk in, but imagine dad don't walk in. I'm just acting bad all the time. Mum can't chat to me. I just cry and make up noise and mash up things. What? Dad come in, he ain't playing them games. Not even out of like, he's scared. I'm just talking about like respect.
Yeah.
Because it's not always fear, you know.
No.
I think a child should fear their dad out of respect, because it makes them think about doing things twice. Yeah. Oh, my dad catch me on, mash me up, but I can't do this thing. Like, these kids want to go break that window, and my dad finds out, my dad's not like you lot, bro. My dad's black. That guy might conk me upside the head, bro. I can't do what you lot are doing. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? That little bit of fear. Not to say that the kid should fear their father, like he walks in, they start trembling, but there is a certain level of respect, fear. Yeah,
and there's like, even as a child, no matter how old or young you are, you know deep down that that person is doing that, one, because they know more than you, they're older than you, and two, because they love you and they actually want the best for you. And when you know that, it's kind of a little bit easier to have a healthy amount of fear and respect for your parents, when you know that it's out of love and wanting the best for you. Where I think as a lot of children tend to rebel against what their parents want for them because they think their parents don't love them. But yeah. But
I think that not loving thing is because a lot of us from the Caribbean, our parents, they're not very I wouldn't say emotional, but they don't show emotions.
I would say they just lack emotional intelligence.
All right, I think that's a better way of how to put it, because I knew my parents loved me, but they never like, my mum wasn't like a huggy mum. Yeah. But I know my mum loves me. Yeah. Does that make sense? I know I would never go through life thinking my mum doesn't love me. But she's not like a huggy type. She's not like I love you type. She's not like the mushy type. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But she'll cook me a meal. Her love language, I think, is food. Yeah. Like I'll have a big argument. Everything's going wrong, and my mum be like she would have cussed me off, you know, cussed me off, and she'd be like, "Yeah, your food," and I come downstairs and I'm like, and like, I feel like that's her love language of showing us that I love you. Does it make sense? Yeah. But like, now I'm older, I see that, but when I was young, I didn't see that. I didn't have emotional intelligence myself. Yeah. So to see how your parents love you and the sacrifices they make for you, you don't see it as a child. No. You don't see it as a teenager.
Very true.
And then when you get to an adult and you have children and you have a household and you've got a family, you're like, damn, man, my parents really love me, innit? Yeah. Like when you got your children and like your children like, yeah, I want to go stay at my man's house. You're like, you ain't staying at nobody's house. And that, like, or your missus like, oh, just let them stay. And you're like, what? Like, and you're thinking, I understand why my parents never done this. Because I was like always in the mindset, yeah, why don't my mum let me stay at all my friends' house? Like, I really want to stay at my friend's house every weekend. And my mum my mum would be so like, and I'd be like, why? Why can't I just be there? And she would vet your family. She'd be like, I need to know their family's number. And this is like old school. Like, she'll phone the family and be like, yeah, my son's coming round. Do you have a bed there for him to sleep in? And I'll be thinking, what kind of question is that, mum, man? Like, why would they not have a bed? His own bed. Like, because, like things like that. Will he have food? My mum would feed me food before I go to people's house. Yeah. Not when we go there hungry. Yeah. Because she like, maybe my son won't even like the food that you lot cook. My son's fussy like that. So it's like, that kind of love, yeah, is, I never saw it as a child or as a teenager, but as now I'm an older man and I've grown up, I've understood it. But our parents, they weren't shown love like that from their
100%.
parents. So it was hard for them to even see how to love us. They done their best job.
Yeah, 100%.
They done their best job.
100%.
But I don't think that they even knew how to love because their parents didn't show them love.
Yeah.
It was just like survival.
Yeah.
And we just got to live, and you have to take this, and you have to be strong, and you have to be. It's like everything's like so like rigid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they grew up with that kind of in them. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand where it came from.
So do I. It's taken me a really long time to get here. But I'm really like, no, my parents did, like my mom, she did a lot for having 2 kids at such a young age. And us moving here still at such a young age. Like, I'm 26 now, and she was like 26 when she brought her 2 kids to England and moved us here. So, yeah, I didn't see at a young age. I really just wanted to move back to Grenada.
Why?
Because I had a good life, fairly good life there when I was young.
Yeah, you love Grenada. Every time I hear you
do.
talk about Grenada, you get a big smile on your face.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been back?
For my 18th birthday.
How was it?
It was good.
Did you want to stay there though?
No.
Poverty.
No, I think I had a boyfriend. I wanted to come back to be with him.
No way. I never saw you as that kind of emotional type.
What do you mean?
Like, oh my God, my boyfriend.
Well, it wasn't, oh my God, my boyfriend. Well, I was actually, I think, back
Thank
then.
you. I don't see you as that type.
But I was young and emotionally unintelligent badly.
So do you think what emotional unintelligence makes you fall head and over heels for someone?
No, I think like a lack of ability to regulate your emotions can lead you to unhealthy attachments, toxic relationship dynamics, so many things.
What would you say is a toxic thing in a relationship that people do?
I mean, I'm no relationship expert at this point, but
Yeah, that is the fact.
I think the checking people's phones is really toxic, and I think it shouldn't be done. And that's coming from someone who really has nothing to hide. And that's because I know I have nothing to hide, and I think
But
it's so easy to get things misconstrued because it's happened to me, and like the things people respond to, like the things that someone will see as a problem, you might not. And it might be the simplest nothing, and it really doesn't matter, and it's never going to matter. I think just respect each other's privacy and don't be toxic.
But see, when you say it doesn't matter, who doesn't it not matter to?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're all, at the end of the day, we're all going to be left to our own judgment when it comes down to that moment. So I can only do my best. And you can
Are you
only
still
do
on
your
that
best.
spiritual stuff?
I mean, I'll always be a spiritualist.
No. I said, are you still on that spiritual stuff? Because, you know, every time I speak to you, you send me the spiritual stuff, yeah. I've been looking at it thinking, bro, like, you're trying to explain something that doesn't even make sense. Do you know how wild that is to me? Like, you're trying to send me the spiritual stuff, and I'm looking at you thinking, nah, man, this spiritual thing, you align more with Islam than all this spiritual stuff. You align more with it.
I've thought that before. That's why I converted a little bit at once. I used to wear the hijab and everything.
But I think it aligns with you more than anything else.
I would, in terms of religion, I would have to agree.
Because I've never the way I hear you move and talk, I would have thought you was Muslim, if I'm being honest. Sometimes you're speaking, I'm like, nah, you're Muslim still. Like, the way you speak is not like a normal girl. Does it make sense? You have certain morals about you that I respect. So it makes me think, wait a second, you're halfway there already. That's how I feel when I speak to you. So when I hear you tell me this weird stuff about spirituality, I'm like, nah, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Rising, everybody.
Bro, because it's weird. Because to me, that spirituality thing does not make sense. You know that, like...
I can understand that if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And it's not going to make sense. But when it makes sense, oh boy, does it make sense?
That was the most nonsensical thing I've heard all day.
Those who get it, get it. But you should read, if you just read one book that I recommend you, it'll be from, I think it was Neville Goddard. I mentioned him earlier. He wrote The Command. Just listen to that one book, read it.
What's the command?
It's
That's the guy that says he has conversations with the devil.
No. That's Napoleon Hill. He didn't have a conversation with. He just interpreted what the conversation would be like, based on his knowledge of spirituality.
Them men are going.
But it's not a spiritual thing. It's just a conversation. It's just a really good insight.
Even believing in that there is a God is basically basing everything on religion, or basing, like I always say to people, basing anything on there's a God or there's a devil, then you're basing it that there is that you actually follow a religion.
I don't believe in. I never said I do.
No, but I'm saying just to believe in the concept of God.
And the devil and heaven and hell beyond this plane.
That's all religion.
100%. I don't believe. Those are the things I don't believe in, and that's what.
So
makes
you don't
me
believe.
not religious.
So you don't believe that people are going to be held accountable. You just said it out of your own mouth.
Yeah.
There's going to be a day when everyone's held accountable.
No, I don't believe that. I believe that every day.
That's what you said, though.
No, I said I don't believe in heaven and hell beyond this plane, beyond this world that we're living in. Yeah, I genuinely believe that our experience is either heaven or hell based on our perception and our connection to God.
So there is a God.
Well, not your idea of God. Okay, I'll not use the word God then. I'll say to our connection to source.
But source is going to be the same thing as creator. Creator is the same thing as God. If you don't want to use the terminology God, I understand, because the terminology God, semantically wise,
it means different things to what I mean.
But
like the universe would probably be a more appropriate term.
you can't really use the universe because the universe is a broad. It's like using
energy.
the sky. It's like saying the sky when we're talking about the clouds. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The sky is gonna fall, meaning really the clouds are gonna rain. Does that make sense? You have to be specific so that people understand, because if you have children and you raise children in the dimension of not understanding, then they lose respect for their parents. I'm gonna tell you, this is actually real.
100%. That's why I'm not religious anymore.
Why?
Because it was taught to me and it did not make much sense. And I spent my lifetime discovering all of them. And all led me back to spirituality.
Oh my gosh. Spirituality doesn't exist.
It
It's a
existed long before Christianity or Islam.
It's a terminology. Look, I see girls playing with crystals nowadays. Are you a crystal player?
I mean, I wouldn't say I play with them.
Where's your crystals?
That's a fruity
where's
term to use.
where's your crystals?
I'm not wearing any at the moment. I didn't.
Oh my God, that means you're not protected.
No, I'm protected.
How? If you ain't got the crystals?
I'm connected to source. I'm connected.
Oh, so see again. So again, you're protected by the Lord. See, what you're doing is you're trying to avoid the semantic of the word.
Okay, for example, you see how Christians have holy water. They
No,
use
you know what
holy
you're
water
doing.
to bless things, right? It's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. I did as well. Most people from the Caribbean grew up with some sort of. We always have that because our grandparents go through so much in life. They needed that. Does it make sense? But in general, if I'm keeping 100 with you, like spirituality, the whole concept of it came from somebody who wanted to destroy religion. The origin of it, because spirituality could be interpreted into religion.
Meaning the other way around, sorry. Spirituality is what human beings practice before religion.
No, religion's been there from the beginning of time.
No, spirituality has been here from the beginning of time, and religions derive from spirituality.
All right, cool. Let me give you.
That's why all religions literally practice almost exactly the same thing, because every religion is just basically its own spin on spirituality. It's its own spin. It's its own perspective. It's its own sort of riddle, but it all explains spirituality, because that's where it all started from. That's where religion started from.
All right, let me break this down.
They use it to control us, though, not.
All right, I'm going to break this down to you. Deep this. Your information of where the beginning of society came from has to come from a holy book. It cannot come from your own senses because there was no one at that time that recorded it. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. For us to believe in Adam and Eve, or whatever names you want to see, Adam and Hawa, however the Jews say them, to believe that the first people on this planet was a man and a woman that was created by the source, whatever, because there has to be a reason why humans reproduce through their private area. And that a child's born from it, and that is why society keeps going on. If that making of two human beings didn't make sense, then there would be no nothing. So there's a greater purpose, just on the purpose of we know that we can reproduce. That if a man gets with a woman right now and he has intercourse with her, there is a 50 to 60% chance she could get pregnant.
Same with all the other species.
Thank you very much. So for society and for the whole existence of the world to exist, there has to be reproduction. Reproduction was made. The reproduction is so complicated. To this day, they have not... We've gone to another level in society, as in of technology and stuff like that, yeah? But to this day, they still can't make artificial intelligence be the way that they can create children. Now, they made the Matrix. Do you remember the Matrix? Do you remember what the main theme of the Matrix was about? Was that the robots were making babies, bro. Don't you remember what the Matrix was about?
Yeah, I
the,
do.
the robots about babies, and they had all the babies in the belly. Didn't that deep to you? They can't do that. They cannot do it. That's the one thing that they can't do at the moment. If you believe they can, you've lost your mind.
I know what they can do, though.
But they can't do that.
Well, with the whim of a black woman, they can.
Black woman, white woman, Indian woman, Chinese woman. I believe Indian people are the first people on the planet. But anyway, that's another discussion for another day. Yeah, it's deeper than what you think. That's why you look coolie. You look like an Indian.
I know, and I'm mixed with everything, but my race goes back to coolie.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But some people will see you and think that you're Indian.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but you come from the Caribbean.
Yeah, no, someone told me the other day, we won't call any names, that I'm not even black, but I try so hard. I didn't know.
You're coolie.
Yeah, but I'm black, right?
Of course, yeah. No, but that's what I'm trying to say. But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, the history has been so tainted through a lot of things. So the first people on the planet, don't worry, they're Indians. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion for a whole other thing. How Indian color it can broach us with anything. But anyway, basically, before I even get too deep into
I know
that,
what you're talking about there.
but my whole thing is this, yeah, for anyone to have any indoctrination of the beginning of time and how the times have changed, you have to go for religion, because religion gives you the best historical reference of history. Nothing gives a better historical reference of history that makes sense than actual religion. And I give it to all religions go back to Adam and Eve. I've never met, I'm talking about Abrahamical faith. We're not talking about Sikhism and all the new ones or Hinduism.
No, they actually all do also. They all do also.
Maybe I've never researched them all. Yeah, Buddhism. I don't know about Buddhism. I don't know about all that stuff. I'm being honest, but I know that the Abrahamic ones, they all go back to Adam and Eve. They always go back to that.
Science goes back to Adam and Eve as well.
Of course, that's what I'm trying to say. So history, and that's what I'm trying to say. So the best historical reference we have for humans is through that.
I wouldn't disagree, but you can still.
No, it is. It's the best historical reference. It's the best historical reference for humans. I disagree then.
I mean, I don't want to go too far into the point, but all I'm saying is, put it this way. If there was like 4 of us in this room, right? 3 of you decided you wanted to off me. So you offed me, yeah, and then you decided to go and write my story to the press and tell them exactly what happened. I'm not there to tell my story. Therefore, the people who offed me are going to tell the story to the public, and that's the only option that they have, either to believe it or to not.
No, you don't get it.
Okay.
You don't get it. You're basing your hemisphere on the humans today and how they act. Back in the day, no. One sec. No, history.
Religion.
No, history.
How they started.
No. History and religion are 2 different things. Back in the day, people had something called integrity. Integrity was a thing.
How is that possible when Cain killed Abel? They're the second humans on the planet.
But
based on all the religions.
Cool, but he killed his brother. But did you hear what he did at the end? What did he do at the end?
I don't remember.
He buried his brother. He didn't know. He killed his brother. He didn't know what to do with the brother's body. A crow came, started digging the ground, and said, "Bury his brother." He was the first person to show people how to bury. So he was regretful over his actions. A lot of people don't know that part of the story. He didn't just kill his brother. He killed his brother out of jealousy.
I'm not Christians because I learned everything bad in the church, and I'm gonna stand on that hill. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Everything bad that I know, all the corruption, murder, prostitution, everything bad that I learned it in the church. I was in my nice, safe, happy home, yeah. And when I went to church on Sunday, I'd come back thinking, raw, Mother Elizabeth, she was a prostitute. Thingy had multiple wives. This one killed that person. They wanted to kill all the babies. All the babies had to go in the river. Like, so much corruption. And I think there's a better way to teach spirituality, which is what we all need at the end of religion, really, is what they're trying to teach you.
What's that? What are they trying to teach you at the end?
I think they are trying to teach you spiritual connection to source. I think that is all that they are trying to do, but I think the message has been lost and the agenda has been changed a few times with religion.
How?
That's why I don't conform to any. But I don't want to go into religion. I feel like these topics are really political and they're non-important to me.
What? These are the most important topics, especially when you're sitting there and you're thinking that what you're following is correct.
I'm not following anything.
You follow spirituality.
There's nothing to follow. I wouldn't put it that way. I follow my guides.
You follow your what?
My guides.
What's your guides?
My spirit guides. The universe, the numbers. My intuition.
There's no such thing.
Well, maybe. But I don't feel lost at all in life right now. I'll say that much.
Don't you?
Nope. I've been lost before.
And what does that mean? And how does that look?
Like my past. Just have a quick look there.
What do you mean? Tell me more. I'm so confused.
What do you mean?
You said your past. How's your past?
You said, are you lost? Have you been lost? Yeah, I have been lost. You said, what does that look like?
Yeah, what does it
into
look
my
like? What does it look like when you're lost?
Like me ending up in jail, that type of thing. When you're lost and you're not focused, it will show up in your life.
Facts. Do you think that that's actually deep? Like, what did you learn from prison?
Oh, so many things.
Tell me. I want to know all of them. Because as a lady, your experience in prison is going to be different to a male's experience in a prison.
Yeah, and my experience will be different to most women's experience in prison, and I know that for sure.
Go on, tell me how.
Because for many reasons, obviously, we're in the UK and I was a foreign national, so I was on the foreign national wing. So the foreign national wing in prisons are basically like the deportation centres.
Oh, you was on the
Type
deportation
thing.
wing?
Basically, yeah.
I was on the deportation wing once.
Yeah.
You can relate. So you can relate. Bomba fire me relate with her. Yeah. They want to dip me.
Yeah, they wanted to dip me too.
Go on, so what happened?
Sorry, what happened where? Which part?
You was on a deportation wing.
No, but like, I'm just the type of person to make the most out of my circumstances type thing.
Yeah, you look like it still.
And like, whilst I was there, I just tried to stay as positive as I can. I mean, I'm generally a positive person anyways.
Did you meet any Muslims in there?
Yeah, of course.
There was lots in it.
Yeah.
Like what? Like Asian or like people them that come from? Because you know there's a lot of Muslims in your country, in Grenada.
Yes, of course. It's a small island.
Very small.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a lot of Muslims though.
Yeah.
Because
Massive.
I know a man from Jamaica that said he won't get a wife, so he won't get, because a lot of Grenadian and Guyanan women were coming over to Jamaica to get married because they look Asian and cool. And you know, we've been indoctrinated to believe that we're black. And I say that with because we're not black. People from Caribbean are not black, but they tell us that we're black. In the context of black is a construct. It's not actually reality because you're not black, as in your skin color is not black. Your skin color is brown.
Okay, I'm brown.
Yeah, but they call us black. But the people before, if you go to any country of people that of melanin, you never hear them say, I'm black, or he's black, or he's black. Oh, that dark skinned man. You don't hear them say. They describe him by his facial features. The man with the big forehead.
True.
In Jamaica, the man with the big ears, him ears big like this. You never hear him say, the dark skinned man. Now we've become colorists to the point where we look at each other in that kind of light. So there was a time in Jamaica where a lot of the Jamaican men were getting women from Guyana and from Grenada because they were brown skin, they look Indian, and they were Muslims, and they were getting them to come over to Jamaica and marry them. This is actually known. You didn't know it, did you?
I mean, I'm not shocked
Why not?
because This is common knowledge at this point. But I mean, we are. I mean, I identify as a black person. I'm sorry. That's never going to change.
No, but I'm saying black person as in the construct of the word. I'm saying I understand what you mean that you identify
Like
as.
even though I'm from the Caribbean, I identify as African. Like in my heart.
I don't
and
identify
soul.
myself as a black person anymore. I identify myself as a Jamaican person.
I
I'm
mean,
Jamaican.
I've always identified as a Grenadian.
Cool. Then keep it like that. And the reason why I say that is because Grenada has more history to you than actual word black.
100%.
Because if you go into your Grenadian history, you'll go back to your roots.
I have.
Which is the Arawaks people.
Yeah, the Carib and the Arawaks. But I'm also mixed with the actual people from the slave trade. I've done my family tree. I'm mixed with all of it.
Where?
All of it. I'm not sure which part of Africa my granddad's from.
He didn't come from Africa. You look.
Yes, he does.
You look like you come from Sri Lanka.
I know.
You look like Sri Lanka. Look at the Sri Lankan guy. Well, like, you look like a Sri Lankan guy.
I know, I do. And every time I see them, I'm like, wow, we look like family. Do you want to be friends? I'm looking for a Sri Lankan friend, Indian friend. I want some of that culture because I didn't have it, but I know that it's in me. Like,
you can see it in you.
Some of my family are totally Indian. Some of them are totally black.
You
some
said that to me. You said even when I saw your auntie.
She's like, totally Indian though. She doesn't even have black in her, whereas I do.
Like she looked like
she's Indian and white. That's it. That's all she's got.
You would have thought if somebody saw her, they would be thinking, "Oh, look at that."
People try speaking to my aunties in their local language sometimes when we're out in London.
Because they see her and they think that. That's what I'm trying to say. But you're from Grenada. You're from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You're from the Caribbean.
Yeah, my surname traced back all the way to Malaysia. Malaysia.
So a lot of people don't know this, yeah.
Mauritius, not Malaysia. Mauritius, yeah.
Yeah, I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that. But a lot of people will say, "Oh, what, you're begging it? You're not. You're Caribbean. You're this. You're that." Like without having no knowledge.
Yeah, but I'm mixed with everything, so like I claim it all. But
you can't mix with everything.
But I am.
You're Grenadian.
But I am. I know my grandparents and my great grandparents.
Who are they?
On one side, the great grandparents are Indian. On one side, the great grandparents are white man. Blue eyes, red hair. On one side,
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Not albinos. I'm talking that.
No, the man are rape. That's called the rapist, man. The man that come and rape.
Yeah, but that's a whole side of my family.
It's not a whole side. It's just the man that come in and is raped, man. Because you know what's funny? Yeah, I no word of a lie. Yeah, if you see pictures of my mum's parents, yeah, they look mad, bro. One guy's a Cuban, the other one's a light-skinned woman. It looks mad. But I would never say I've got Cuban in me ever because I'm Jamaican.
I actually know them though. I actually know all my great grandparents.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't identify as that.
Well,
you don't go around saying, "Yeah, I've got white in me," you know.
No, like I've never identified as a mixed race person. I just thought I was fully black until I came to England and saw the differentiations, and then I realized, oh wait, those people are white, and those ones are Indians, and I'm like, oh wow.
So in Grenada, in Grenada, you only see your own people out there because you was telling me in Grenada, everyone you see looks like Indian.
No, it's mixed. Like I just said, my family, I'm mixed with everything, but I still, in my head, I just thought we're all just black. I didn't see, like, the coolie difference to the, like, you know, I never saw the difference, because even me and my cousins, yeah, see how I'm coolie, some of them are dark-skinned, some of them look just like me, but there's differentiation between all of us. I just never saw the difference. I was only a kid. I didn't have time for that. When I came to England, every time I go into the corner shop, I'm like, wow, you really look like my uncle. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, we've got a corner shop as well. Oh, right. We are the Indian people with a corner shop.
Yeah. So, childhood experiences. Let's get a little deep. You hate speaking about your childhood experiences, and that's why I'm going to keep going there.
I absolutely don't hate speaking about
All right, tell me some... You still ain't told me what you learnt from prison, because I asked you a question.
Can I answer that question?
Please.
What I learned is that there is a space in the world that needs to be filled in terms of rehabilitation centers, i.e. prisons. What I learned is that the path that I chose in this life prior to going to prison was not the one for me, but it did aid me into getting to where I am now, and for that I'm grateful.
What does that mean?
For example, I often thought when I was a Christian, still, you know, whatever purpose I'm here for, God didn't create me to be a dealer type of thing. And going there really helped me to see the role that I was playing in society. And it kind of highlighted for me the role that I would like to play in society type thing. Like, because now I help teaching at the university, teaching young lawyers, doctors, teachers, how to deal with minorities like myself. Like, it's amazing. It's literally springboarded my life. That's how I came
What
into
courses
contact
did you
with-
do in prison? Though, like,
I didn't do any courses in prison. I just sold life insurance.
what do you mean?
I sold life insurance whilst I was in prison. That was my job.
Is that what they made you do?
Yeah. I made them millions. I did get some commission, but like pennies.
I'm so baffed.
But yeah. I think if you go to prison and you don't learn, you'll probably end up back there again. It's really that simple. But yeah. And I learned that one thing I learned about myself in prison is that no matter where I go, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it anywhere.
How?
Because whilst I was there, I created a whole new system for them to use throughout the prison. And like, I pitched it to the, whatever he was called, the governor. And then they put it in place. So I created a whole new like laundry system for the whole prison. And they awarded me for it. I got to have my mum come into the prison and have like a meal. I got to meet like all the heads of the prison, got pictured in a magazine. All from the wing. If I can do that from prison, then imagine how much of a difference I can make in this world by creating better systems and putting them in place.
What else did you learn?
What do you mean?
Like, what else did you learn in jail? Like, as in, like, you learned like life lessons. Because, like, you know, jail was like I taught. One thing I learned was that people will always slime you out in the end.
I was gonna say you don't. I definitely learned that. You learn that human beings are just not trustable.
Yeah, but in jail, I learned that's even worse because I see men getting smoked by their own friends. Like, it was crazy. Like, the things that I saw,
Yeah.
yeah, that was wild, man.
I definitely learned that you really have to. I learned in prison, yeah, that you have to make yourself someone that you can depend on, rely on, chill with, hang with,
What do you mean?
fall with, rise with. Like, you have to build yourself into a solid person for this life. You just have to. You just can't depend on anyone, because if you do, in terms of like for your well-being type thing, like when it comes to serious situations, it will be just you on your own. Hospital, prison, the grave. It really is just gonna be you. No matter how many people ride with you, how many people are there for you, at the end of the day when the lights go down, it will just be you. So you need to spend so much time building that person into someone that you can rely on.
So is that what you think?
100%.
What made you get to there?
What do you mean?
Like, what made you get to that conclusion?
Obviously, when you're making money with so many people are enjoying that money with you. But when you go to jail, it's just you and the bang up. Just you ones.
Did you ever think in your head, I'm gonna snitch?
Never.
Why not?
Snitch on who? Myself. I did snitch on myself.
Did you?
No, I wouldn't say I snitched on myself, but like I didn't lie per se. I definitely took the rap in some ways in that, but it's okay. I'm glad I did.
Why?
Because I took the most out of that experience than anyone else could have. And if it had been anyone else, they just wouldn't have gotten what I got out of it. Like, I'm actually so grateful for that experience.
What, for going to jail?
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy because I haven't even accomplished everything yet. But the path that it's put me on, with the insight that it put me on with, is priceless. Like, I can't buy this perspective. I can't buy this level of understanding and knowingness of what people go through when they're in the system. I've lived it, and that is priceless. I can't buy that, and I got it at a young age with enough time to propel me in a direction that's going to be helpful for the rest of the world. So I think I think it's something to be grateful for, because I affirmed it. It's not like if it broke me.
Have you seen prison break another woman?
Huh?
Have you seen prison break other women?
Plenty of them.
How is they broken?
Like some of them can't cope with it, you know. They need their family, they need their friends, they're scared. The isolation, is it monotony? It's a lot. It's many things, and yeah, a lot of them tend to swing the other way, just for companionship. I think more than anything, because some of them will be like married women, and then 2 minutes later they have a girlfriend. They just can't be alone.
Why not?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask them, Rare. What are you doing?
Just trying to find something for you. So I find it sad, yeah, that people go prison and come out the same as what they came out before. So they haven't really learnt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if prison didn't teach them anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they go to prison and they come on road for a little while to go back to prison.
Yeah.
Because I saw some people that was done so long in prison that they didn't even want to come out.
Yeah, they become institutionalized, and
but I don't
they're
think
used to it.
Institutionalized to me, institutionalized is me coming out of prison and doing everything to go back to prison.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But institutionalized is not that I'm in prison and I've created a comfortability system for myself. I just feel that's surviving because like, I was comfortable. Like, I want to be comfortable. Got my set, got this, I got that. Like I got my trainers, I got my little outfits, I got my little.
Same.
I iron up my clothes.
Yeah.
I got my visit clothes and my prison clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got comfortable trainers. I'm changing my trainers every week. Like I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I got my prayer mats. I'm doing everything that I've got to do. Getting my hair cut every week. When I say, well, you get a haircut every week if you're in prison. I still want to like take care of myself. I want to be comfortable. I still want to be that guy.
Same.
But the thing is, yeah, where I go a little bit not sideways of it is when a man, that's me surviving and being comfortable. But imagine me coming out of prison and then being stuck in the same ways that's going to send me back to prison. That's real institutionalized. That's to me, you're really institutionalized when you come out like that. Institutionalized is not that you're in prison and you're riding it. You're just getting through your bird and you're comfortable.
Institutionalized is that you become so comfortable in there that you don't see the need to change whatever you did that got you in there because you're actually comfortable in there. This isn't a punishment anymore. It's a holiday.
I met a man in there that done 18 years or 12 years or 13 years. And he's like, man, a bad man pan this, man, I kill people. And he's when I heard him say that, yeah, I looked at him and I thought, old man, 12 years ago, them little boys that used to give money to go shop are big men running the block. You ever think of coming outside and talking crap to them? They will blow you away. You'll be so surprised how fast they do you over.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking, what? I've been stabbed. Yes, bro. You got stabbed 16 times. Like, them little boys, you could have all the muscles in the world. Them little boys will still push that knife through you because everything's changed. So if you haven't changed, you're going to come out and either the feds are going to grab you or the little youths are going to do you.
Yeah, if you haven't changed, you'll want to go back. You'll keep doing things to go back because it's the same in there. Nothing's changing in there. You're comfortable. You know everything was going on, the way things run. It's an easier life.
I just think like that's real institutionalization when you don't even want to change your ways. Like you're just stuck in there, like, and you come out and you're doing the same thing over and over again. So that to me is like real institutionalization. But besides that, I think that if you come out and you change your ways, then respect to you, because to me that's the best thing any man can do.
100%.
Come out and just say, I don't even like this for my life. I'm going to change my life around.
And it wasn't easy. Like, and that's one thing I don't want people to ever look at me and think that my journey was easy. I'm not trying to make it seem easy. It wasn't easy. Everything in life is full of challenges. Whichever path you pick, it will be full of its own bag of challenges. And I think it's important to realize that when you're thinking to make a different decision or to choose a different path in life, is to know that it is going to have challenges either way. And mine definitely did. It's not like if I came out of prison and I had anything handed to me. No, I wasn't even in the same situation I was before. I was worse. So I had every right, and I was in the only, like, I had every right to, if I did, go back to doing what I did before.
And go to,
Because I came out in a worse position than I went in. So if I can say that, then I can really say that you have to make a choice to do something different. You just have to. If you don't, it's going to lead you to the same destination over and over again. And some people are kind of okay with that, though. That's the
Did you meet anyone that was institutionalized? That
Yes.
they keep going in and
100%.
out.
I
Like
was
you're
there
on
for
your
8 months, and I've seen people go in and out, and they're like, yeah, this is what I do, darling. I can't figure it out there. Can't manage my bills. Can't do this. They can't figure out life. Like, some people can't figure out life just to manage their council tax, their bills, TV license, their rent.
That's sad, man.
They just can't manage it. When they're in there, they don't have to think about anything. Everything's taken care of. And they don't have the support that they might need on the outside. So they found a way that all their needs are fairly met, especially during the winter in this country.
You know what? Yeah, that makes me sad because that means that society failed them.
Failed them, 100%.
Not just their parents, but society. Because we should be teaching children from a young age how to survive, not just how to A, B, C,
And
D.
algebra.
Yeah, like
And pie
where do
charts.
you go if you're homeless?
Exactly.
Something's happened, you're homeless. Where do you go?
Exactly.
Why are they not teaching kids that? They expect us not to know, but to be at
How do you
home.
manage your finances? How do you manage your
How
bills?
do you manage your finances to the point where you can have enough money to? Because you know, when I got my own yard at 21, my whole life changed. I was carrying shopping bags. I said, "Mum, you've been doing this all these years." She looked at me. She laughed. You know, my mum sometimes she looks at me and laughs here because she thinks you didn't really know how good you had it living with me.
Yeah.
You didn't really know how good you had it. You know,
Yeah.
like see carrying bags up a hill to your house.
I know, right? It's hell. I hate it. Now I do online shopping. Shout out to Waitrose. It's like £4 delivery.
Man said Waitrose.
And they
You
bring
got
it all
dough.
the way
Man
to
said
your
Waitrose.
door.
Wait a second. Why have you got you got big money about Waitrose? How's your bag so long that you talk about Waitrose? How long is her bag? Someone talk to me, please. Waitrose. Man, go Iceland, Tesco, and man, you catch me in Aldi, bro.
I get mine from Waitrose now.
Yeah, you're up.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
Quality and everything.
I know which man she books, but blood.
Excuse me, I work hard, you know.
Bro, Waitrose. You need a different type of wallet for Waitrose. If you go into any shop and it says £5 for oranges, I'm walking out.
They're probably worth it.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because I think me and someone were saying this earlier. It's not the cost of living's rised. The cost of good food has gone to a whole nother high. People would, all the processed food's cheap. Deal. They're trying to kill you.
Yeah, I still get organic stuff from Waitrose.
See? Because you got money like that.
Health is wealth, baby.
100%. I'll do the same thing you're doing. If I had money like you.
And I'm not going to carry food shopping. Carrying food shopping up a hill, upstairs, is taking years off my life. I just know it.
Have you ever done it?
Yes.
And how was it when you done it?
Hell.
What did it teach you though? It made you stronger though.
It made me, yeah, and it made me create a strategy that works, that takes less time and energy out of me. I love a standard procedure. I just love creating things that just, it works. I just click my finger and it happens. The only thing I can't do is like meal prep because I just love having fresh food every day.
Shout out to fresh food every day.
I made jollof rice the other day. It was so good.
You
I'm
can't
a
make no
chef.
jollof.
I really did. But I had it with jerk chicken wings.
Wait, hold on. Who taught you how to make jollof?
No one.
You went on YouTube?
Yeah. And
No
I've
one.
eaten it enough times. When I eat something here and I like it, I know how to make it. It comes to me. I don't know why we're talking about that. But yeah, what are we talking about?
Talking about prison. Your prison journey.
I'm quite over it. It was like 5 years ago.
When you came out, what was the hardest thing for you?
What, you mean amongst not having my papers, being an illegal immigrant?
Why did they free
Being
you if you're illegal?
homeless? Which part?
Why did they free you if you're illegal immigrant?
To be honest, I think it was an accident, you know.
Might have to cut that part out still. I ain't even trying to get you bagged.
I'm not sure. Let's just say that. Oh, no, I think it's because I had a 2-year probation sentence. So, illegal immigrant or not, I was serving that sentence.
What sentence?
Because I got a suspended sentence, I think. Yeah. So I was found guilty, charged, given a sentence, but they suspended it for 2 years. So for that 2 years, I had to be in the country, abiding by the law, with no rights to live, work, or stay in the country.
Okay.
That was hell. Absolute hell. I'm surprised I survived it, but here I am, guys. If I can make it, trust me, you can, whatever it is.
For real.
Yeah, because it would have been so easy for me to be unable to fulfill my commitments, like community service, raw days, stuff like that. But like I genuinely did that stuff, homeless, sleeping on the bus, like doing the most to just stay alive and complete it and not end up back in jail. Honestly, the worst 2 years of my life.
Why?
Why? Because I wasn't allowed a mistake. Usually in life, you're allowed to do one mistake. May I feel like I'm talking to myself.
You wanna yo. Listen to me, sir. Now, yeah. Listen to me, sir. When you see me, I do something. They interrupt me.
Okay, then I'll just stop talking.
No.
No problem.
No. Yeah, talk. Yeah, talk your story. What you need from me if you talk your story? You want all the attention. You're an attention seeker.
Your attention.
You're an attention seeker. Say it. Look, she's laughing. You're an attention
We're
seeker.
having a conversation.
You're an attention seker. Say it.
No, I just.
You're an attention
it's a little
seeker.
bit rude when you're having a conversation with someone, but you're like not having a conversation.
Do you know I can multitask?
No, you cannot.
I can multitask.
Men in the comments, let me know. Can you multitask? Yes or no? Or do you leave that for the women? I suggest you just leave that for us.
Stack cameras on now. Still.
Oh, damn it. God damn it. Men in the comments, can you multitask?
Yes, you can multitask. I'm multitasking right now. You know, I can multitask with my heart, just like you can. Do you not multitask with your heart? What's See, she's laughing because she knows, she understands. She understands.
I love everything and everyone, but when I have a husband, I'll love him the most.
But I told you, you're not going to get married through the Western values because no one's going to marry you through this Western world. If you're saying you're into spirituality, what is he marrying you under?
Church.
How? You don't believe in the church?
I don't care.
Maybe he's Muslim. How do you do it then?
Well, I don't mind having a Muslim wedding. I don't mind having a traditional Yoruba wedding. I don't care what the wedding is. As long as on paper, contractually, my surname is your surname, I'm okay with it.
But then that means you got your stay now, innit?
I already have my stay.
Not properly.
What do you mean not
Them can
properly?
take that from you anytime.
For what?
They can take that from you.
For what?
What do you mean for what?
Why would they want to take my stay?
Because we got mad people like Priti Patel.
So I'm like the most high standing member of society.
They don't care. You're just not born here. That's how they look at it.
It's okay. I don't need to be born here.
You need a British passport now.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If you marry a British
Even if
man,
I got married, I wouldn't get one.
yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I won't.
You would.
No. So you know my legal status in this
No,
country,
no,
sir?
your legal status changes when you get married to a British person.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. They're not gonna give me that. They're
will.
not. It doesn't matter what I do, and that's okay. I don't want it. I want to prove myself. I want a 10-year clean slate.
You're not listening to me. If you're in this,
Even if I got married, they're not giving me British citizenship
you got your stay.
because I've got my stay. I've already got my grounds, and
No, but it's not for that reason. There's always a loophole. Trust me, I'm Jamaican. What are you telling me?
no.
How
but
can you look at me and tell me I'm a Jamaican man?
No, because of my offense.
If
My
you have
fe-
forget offense, you have
No.
kids and you marry a British man, I'm telling you, there's things that you can do.
yeah, 100%.
You can get a British passport legally as well. I'm talking about illegally.
No, 100%. But
You need children though.
I don't. I
Do you even
don't.
want children?
Yeah, I would love to get married and have kids.
I just feel like you don't want children.
I do.
I just feel like you don't want children because I'm surprised you even got a child yet.
I know, right? I just can't have a child without a husband.
No, I respect that, and that is the best way to be, and that is the smartest way to be, and I think the safest way to be. Even though you can never be safe in this world because there's people that got married, had kids, and then the man ran off and still left them. But I generally think just to have that mindset, I respect it. But I'm saying that mindset again comes back. I'm going to say it again to you. That mindset, the only men that I see uphold that kind of mindset are Muslims. Muslim men.
I don't mind
When-
marrying a Muslim man
That's
as long as I can respect his religion and he can respect my lack of.
no. So he's going to want you to be a Muslim man as well.
I can pretend.
Why are you going to pretend when you already have half of the characteristics already? What's there to pretend?
So it's if Islam's a character, I can play it. But
You
it's not,
already have most of the characteristics already. You don't have to act something that you already naturally do. That's why I see a lot of people.
That's why he can respect my spirituality because it already aligns with his religion
No, but then there's-
naturally without us
no, but
even
there's-
trying.
No, but I hear you and I don't hear you. Meaning that yes, you're right, but then there's certain other things like you might want to bring swine or unhalal meat in the house.
No, I don't.
So you eat halal meat,
Yes.
yeah, no swine.
No.
See, I'm telling you, everything about your life is aligned. See, the more you talk, the more you bring it out. See, I've been seeing this. And I've just been thinking in my head, raw, like when's that day gonna come? I've been seeing it because I just think that no one's actually sat down and proper like gone through things. I think someone has, but not properly.
What do you mean?
So no one ain't sat down and broke it down to you properly.
What, Islam?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you're a sensible person that when the truth comes to you, you don't seem like an ignoramus that'll be like, oh, no, I don't believe in that. You look like, from what I've got from you, what I've gathered is that you're a person that if the truth hits you, you understand it and you embrace it.
Yeah.
You're not a person that is like, you're an arrogant, ignorant person.
yeah, I'm not tied
Like
to my
like
old
a
ways.
tyrant. Like you hear the truth and be like, nope, I don't believe that because I don't want to believe that. Like
Yeah.
you don't strike me as that kind of person. You're a person that still wants to learn.
Yeah, I'm always evolving every day. I
Yeah,
learn.
and I respect that because that shows me that you have I call it the sponge mind.
Yeah,
where
I definitely
you
do.
absorb things. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you take everything on,
Yeah,
but you
no,
absorb a lot.
100%.
But some people, they can't absorb anymore. So their brains got to a point where it's like, it's just all ignorance. I know this, I know that, I know this, I know. It's like if they know everything.
I just live by this one saying, if I know better, I can do better. So every day I just think, what can I know more about? And I will read a book on that topic. Like I literally read so much.
And that's the reason why you're in a good space right now.
Yeah, like in a much better space than I think I've ever been in my life, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically. Well, maybe not physically, still healing from some wounds.
What
but yeah,
wounds?
my injury last year.
You're walking. What are you talking about? You're
I
not
know.
limping.
I know.
You still feel pain.
Yeah, sometimes.
Then then they give you some money for that. And what's going on with that?
Don't want to talk about it, but yeah,
You still got scarring?
mad scarring,
Where,
like crazy scarring,
on what part?
like literally from my feet all the way up. They ripped all the skin off my feet all the way up. So yeah, it's healing though.
To your bum cheeks.
Yeah,
That's rude.
that is rude.
That's rude. I feel bad.
I know. I feel bad every time I go on photo shoots. I'm like, we're only gonna do headshots, right? But it's okay. I'm just glad that the foot is working.
It's good that your foot's working and so is your mind because sometimes them things damage the mind.
Yeah, 100%.
We're always looking at the physical aspect of it, but you could be like timid now and shy and not want to do things.
I mean, it did definitely came close to that. But I'm just always going to triumph me.
Straight. Born fighter.
I literally have no choice. Like, I'm not going to fail. So
That's what I like to hear.
I got to keep going.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Another episode. Bang. Like, comment, and subscribe. Plug everyone with your socials.
My socials?
Yeah.
Follow me on TikTok, it's Dolly Charisse. Instagram, Dolly Charisse. And YouTube, it's Dolly TV.
Shout out to Dolly TV.
I think, yeah.
Why did you change it? Why is everything different? And then
Is it not all Dolly TV? I think my YouTube is Dolly TV. I want to change everything to Charisse. I really need to start using my normal name.
What do you mean?
I need to start using Charisse. I just went down today. I just went down in a museum. I need to be using my real name so that I can be attached to that piece of work forever.
So why don't you do that then?
Because everyone knows me as Dolly.
Do you there?
Yes.
I know you as Dolly. I don't know you as Charisse.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm struggling with this transition. I'm just going to go home and just change it all to Charisse Fletcher. End off.
Your surname Fletcher?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Fletcher sounds like someone's could be related, man.
Oh, yeah. The Mrs. Olga told me today that there's a lot of Fletchers in Jamaica.
Yeah, there is. That's what I said we could be related.
I know. It's like I knew I had family there.
That's wild.
But it is like a Fletcher is a slave owner's name, by the way.
Always.
Huh?
Always.
Yeah. But apparently we used to fletch the feathers for the what are they called?
What? I've
You
never
know
heard
the
that.
Bonaros? Is it called a bonaro?
Never heard that in my life.
That's where that's where Fletchers get their name from, because they used to fletch the things for the feathers, for the bonaros, for the.
But the same thing. My name's Pennant, and that's like the stick that holds up the flag on the boat.
See, there you go. Your family made those. Back.
Or maybe my slave master was the guy that gave us the name.
Oh,
You never know.
True.
Or maybe it wasn't slave masters. Maybe it's all a lie. And some other stuff. You never know, man. If I'm honest.
I know. I feel like can we please stop talking about these controversial topics?
What controversial topics?
Religion, the government, agendas.
What are you scared of? What are you
LGBT.
scared? Why are you scared? Are you scared?
I just don't want to be controversial. I really can't afford it. I'm going to be launching my charity, hopefully by the end of this year.
Controversy
I don't
is
want to
there's
be
nothing called controversy. It's
I
called.
want to get on with everyone in not in my real life, in my personal life. I mean, in terms of I'm gonna need the public support for my charity if I'm gonna make one that's gonna last over 100
So
years.
you want people to love you for a lie, to love you for the
not
truth.
me. It's not about me. It's like I want them to see what I stand for and be able to separate
But then
that.
that's
from,
what you stand for. But you're
my
speaking about your things.
controversy.
Speaking about your things.
No, my charity, not my personal views.
What
I
kind of
want-
charity do you want to do?
What kind?
Yeah, what kind of charity do you want to do?
Well, my charity is it's a standard. It's a structure of a social enterprise and a housing base. So basically, I'll be buying land in different parts of the world, housing people, creating a local business for them to run, using that money to continue to build into the community, support more people, stuff like that. But basically, every branch is going to be tailor made to the area, the skills in that area, the needs in that area, the social issues in that area. That's what we'll be addressing. So it's really broad, and I'm going to be working with a lot of people, in a lot of different places, whether that be politicians or whatever it's going to take me to get my community set up internationally.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Like, that's my overall goal in this life. Like, all the social media stuff that I do for fun, I do it for fun, but at the core of what I'm doing is building my charity.
I respect that because I want to do the same thing.
Cool.
So my real goal is to go and do charity work in Gambia.
Yeah, I'm going to have one in every country in Africa.
Every country in Africa. Why so abrasive? Why can't you lock down one place, make one place
I've
be the
already made
focus?
a plan for like this. I've already planned the next 80 years of this charity. I know this sounds crazy, but the fact that I interviewed someone who done exactly what I'm about to do, it's just made me know for sure I can do it. People called her crazy and said it was going to be impossible, but she did it, which means I can too. And bear in mind, when I came up with this plan, I never had plans of being a wife or a mother, but I still think I can do both, and I'm going to, 100%.
I don't get it.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, it was going to take a lot of time and dedication to get one going in every country in the world, really. But I can do it, even if I have a family.
How?
It's just having the right team, isn't it?
No.
Yes. I've been spending a lot of time networking with the people who share the same interests so that we can all get it done. It's not like if I'm basically, as much as I am a one-man army, I am, do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm connecting to the right folks who are in the right places and who want similar things for society.
What do they want for society?
Support for the people in need. Like, you see how we were talking about all the people in prison who, like, they're in there and they're institutionalized because they can't manage their selves on the outside. These are people whose society fails. This is people who we can support into actually becoming their best selves, and then maybe they won't be going in and out of prison and wasting taxpayers' money in their lives. But yeah,
I think that if you're gonna do charity work, it doesn't matter how you look. It matters about the work that you do, because people in Africa ain't gonna see your social media, or maybe they will. But
what are you talking about?
like you're saying, you don't want to say controversial topics because of what you're trying to get into.
Not. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, not too controversial, because at the end of the day,
No, but isn't that a fear?
no. It's not about fear. It's you have to be strategic about whatever you do in this life.
No, what I'm saying,
right?
are you scared? Because if you're scared,
No, I'm not scared.
if you're scared, you'll never be able to do anything in life, because you
I'm not
always have the
scared.
fear that something bad's gonna happen.
I mean, there's nothing bad that can happen. It's just that I have to protect what I'm creating.
Your brand.
We all do, yeah. I mean, it's I try to not attach myself to the charity, if that makes sense. I try not to be like the face of it as such and let it be it on its own. But
Have you started the charity?
Yeah, not all registered and stuff yet, but all the groundwork, all the planning, everything.
You need 12 board members.
Yeah, I know.
Holler at me.
I'll
Holler
think
at your
about
boy.
it. I'll think about it.
Why am I too controversial?
No, but you are from Jamaica, and I've got my board member from Jamaica.
What kind of prejudice is that?
No. Obviously, like I said, I'm trying to do something international here. So it's really important for me to have someone from different countries. The first 12 countries that I want to hit, I want to make sure that I've got someone on the board from their country who shares the vision and kind of wants to go for it.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
You only want one person from Jamaica?
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
It's okay. I'm going to open a branch itself in Jamaica, and then I'll need board members for that. You could be a board member for that one.
No, because I don't feel like you appreciate me. I should be the board member, the first one.
Well.
See? You don't even rate, man.
It's not. It's that this has been in writing for over a year now. So I can't switch. Can't switch.
You're rude.
No, I'm not rude. I would be rude to put you in and take the person out who's already agreed. Who already pitched the idea to them over a year ago. No names.
Do they even exist? I want them name.
I just said no names.
I said what their name.
I'm not going to say names.
See? That's not good.
We're not here for the clout. We're not.
But I'm saying being scared to say controversial things because you're afraid of how people will view you.
It's not about being afraid.
It is.
It's like,
You're scared.
is this being recorded? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like with my charity, I'm gonna be heavily reliant on funding to start with, right?
Funding can come from the right people, regardless of what you say.
Yeah, no, it's not. Do you get it? Everyone that funds, they get together and they all talk about every charity every person that's attached.
That's what you
to every
think.
I know.
You think.
I work for 2
If I was a
charities.
millionaire and I said I want to donate to your project, who can stop me?
That's not it, though. That's not how it works.
That
though.
is how it works.
Okay, that does how it works, but rare. I know what I'm talking about.
If you're doing a righteous cause, if you're doing
already.
a righteous cause, the Lord, the God,
I know
the
that.
Allah, the one that you worship,
The universe
will send the right fund, and you've got to believe that.
100%.
You
No,
gotta
but I do believe in that.
Where's my book?
I don't want to offend anyone with my views. My views are not important. My views
Your views are important.
not
What's
in
wrong with it?
comparison to what I'm doing with my charity. Then
Your charity is not you. Stop plastering as you. It's not you.
fine.
Stop. Learn how to differentiate your business from your
I
brand.
will, but
from
can
you.
the press? Do you think the press are going to separate me from my business?
Yeah.
I don't think that they will.
No, you're black, so they'll never separate you from anything. But what I'm saying to you in general is that you can't go through life thinking, oh, if I do this, you're going to do this. Bro, you just got to go through life doing. If that's,
Trust me.
I'm saying to
I'm
you.
doing things strategically. I'm doing things with caution. I'm not just out here living loose and wild like all these dumb single mums. No offense.
I'm just saying you ain't because you ain't not a baby yet.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you, because I'm not stupid. Everyone's like, oh, it just happened. Really, it just happened. You just ended up in a quiet place with a random man. You just ended up with your clothes off your body. He just happened to be inside you. You both happened to orgasm near enough at the same time. You just happened to carry a baby inside you for 9 months. Really? Have some self-control. Have some accountability, people.
Reals, but that's mad. That's wild.
It's so crazy to me when people say it just happened. Like what was it? A quickie? I don't understand. What's the concept of it just happening?
That's wild.
Do you believe that when people say, "Oh, it just happened"?
There's no such thing as just happened.
Thank you.
There was a build up. Like you have to be talking to the person, getting to know the person. Made the day they can link the person. Then that day happened. Then this happened. Now you had a choice that you could have went down this route or that route. You chose that route, and that's where you are. Like you are.
Thank you.
It makes perfect sense.
They just
None of us
to minimize it.
None of us are just products of nothing. We're all products of something.
2 people being intentional about what they're doing and doing it. They might not know what the outcome was going to be, but they knew what they was doing, and they knew what the possibility was.
we kind of look. We kind of know if you have unprotected intercourse, then the outcome is that you could get pregnant. That's the whole point of me not coming inside you. So like, if I come inside a girl, like, and she says she's pregnant, I'm like, no, you're not. Like, what?
Like, who did it then?
Like,
It wasn't you.
And then she's like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. And I'm like, yeah, I can't believe as well. Like, can't believe my eyes. We can't believe my eyes. We can't believe my eyes. Like, what? Like, we done it. It happened because we done it.
Exactly. Stop making out like if it just happened and you didn't do nothing. Damn.
That's the wildest thing.
Because my mum she seems to resent us a little bit, and it's like, but you did. You know, you might have been young, but you still did what you did. That was going to get us here.
Why? When she resents you? How do you know she resents you?
Well, I don't know. She's very much like, oh, you guys had such a great childhood because I'm your mom and I didn't have any. You know.
Our parents went through some stuff.
I know. She went through a lot.
All of our parents, but they dealt with it kind of like, you have to rate them
she
for how they
firmed it. Yeah. 100%. I do rate respect to my mom, and I'm grateful, but she's probably not there with me yet.
Where is she? Is she here?
Yeah. She lives in my city.
Man said my city. Bro, you sound like you're from OT. You know girls that are from OT be like, my city. Like, bro, if we're from London, we'll be like, yeah, from the ends. Like, she said my city. Whenever you, just remember this. Whenever a girl says my city, she's not from London. Because in London, we don't class it as my city. We say my ends.
Because London is a city.
No, but we class it as ends though. Like,
yeah, so you're in different ends in the city.
yeah, my mum's in the ends still. My mum's from the hood or my
so
mum's...
what I should say, in my ends. She's in my ends.
No, but you can't say that because you're not... London is the ends and you're not from the ends.
Exactly. exactly.
Yes, I'm saying that's why you have to say my city.
I'm from Cunch.
Some OT. When man come to trap.
Don't do it. Don't do up county lines. Don't do it.
Hey, they come down hard on that stuff now, you know.
Yeah.
They're coming on hard. And they're giving out some stiff sentences as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some 6 year, 7 year, 8 year sentences.
Yeah, that's like what mine was.
Damn. But isn't it spent sentence now? It's been over 10 years now. 5 years.
For who?
For you.
Well, it's been past the 2 years, so I know I don't have to serve it regardless of what happens.
How's probation?
It was alright. Like, it was kind of difficult for me, but
Why?
obviously I was not in a good position to be making these appointments and community service and stuff. But I still had to do it, or I would end up back in jail.
Man, you done community service?
Yeah, I
That's
cleaned
dead.
Clapham Common for a long time. Like a whole year. Through all the seasons in my clerks.
And when you get them new clerks to dog,
I know.
Don't tell her that. None of the body. She said, real bad man, I'm not in a shots. Caprom, come on. What? Everybody have hearts. When you get your clerks.
And they did. They were a nice pair of clerks.
That is
Yeah,
mad.
these are my community service shoes.
That's mad. Man said Clapham, that sounded long.
It was long. It was very long.
Well, I feel like you're from the ends, like Clapham Common. Like that sounds like
I was
ends.
living in Camberwell then.
You've lived everywhere. You're like a gypsy. The way you've moved about is mad.
I know. I've lived in most parts of London and England on a whole. I even moved to Scotland.
Yeah, the podcast has to end now. What are you talking about?
I've moved around a lot.
Why? I don't want to know.
Yeah. Next time.
Mad.
I feel like we always talk about a whole lot of nothing, right?
That's what you think, but it's viral moments.
I don't feel it.
What?
I don't feel the viral moment today. I feel like last time I just knew it was there. Maybe because...
You've said some wild stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't want you to let me say stuff about the LGBT community.
When did you say it? You didn't mention nothing about them today.
Yeah, we did. We were talking about indoctrination in schools.
Yeah, but that wasn't recorded.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
You want me to record it?
Nah.
Why not? See, she doesn't want to talk about LGBTQ because you're scared of what people will think and it's going to damage your image. But that's true to your soul. So what's true to your soul, you're not letting be said.
No.
You're not speaking your truth.
No, because one of the reasons is because, like, I can't even cover that topic.
Yes,
But
you
if
can.
I was to cover it, I would like to give my spiritual standpoint, and I just don't feel like we have enough time. I don't want to. But spiritualists know where I'm coming from. We are not involved, really.
What?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If whatever energies you feel like you have flowing through, you live by that, go with it. What you teach children, totally different topic, different conversation.
That's what we were saying earlier.
So, yeah.
That's what we were saying earlier. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Bow.